Open your mind.
Hey out there, this is Buzz with TheSurvivalBuzz. So not long ago I did a video talking about how the Biden administration was having Border Patrol basically cut barbed wire fencing around the southern border, giving more ease of access to these immigrants, these illegals that are crossing the border in vast numbers. Well, it seems the administration has a change of heart, even though they're claiming the funds were already appropriated and that they have to build more of the wall, even though Biden said he wouldn't. So I found this article on BBC. Give you guys a little bit of information on here. And if you're more interested, you can go up, look at the article yourself. It's quite lengthy, so I'm not going to read all of it. But I figured I'd read some highlighted areas here. So it says U.S. President Joe Biden's administration is to build a section of border wall in southern Texas in an effort to stop rising levels of immigration. About 20 miles will be built in Starr County along its border with Mexico, where officials report the highest numbers of crossings. Building a border wall was a signature policy of Donald Trump as president and fiercely opposed by Democrats. I'm sure all you guys remember how much they were demonized for that. So cruel. You know, breaking up families and everything else. Apparently now it's okay. In 2020, Mr. Biden promised he would not build another foot of the wall if elected. Well, apparently that didn't last too long. So on Thursday, however, Mr. Biden said he can't stop the construction of the border wall because the funding for it has already been appropriated. When asked whether he believes the wall would work, he simply replied, no, he doesn't even believe it will work. Congress appropriated fiscal year 2019 funds for the construction of border barrier in the Rio Grande Valley, and DHS is required to use those funds for their appropriated purpose, the statement said. Interestingly enough, though, Homeland Security Secretary, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this lady's name, said that there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States in the project areas. And just to give you an idea of how bad it actually is, it says more than 245,000 crossings have been made this year in the Rio Grande Valley alone, government data shows, and September is expected to be a record month, so it's going to get even worse. And I'm sure a lot of you know, especially if you live in those cities, several of the U.S. cities are feeling the strain of the influx of immigrants. New York City Mayor Eric Adams predicted the cost of housing the more than 100,000 new arrivals since last year will rise to $12 billion over the next 3 years. Because we have money for that, right? Dozens of federal laws have been waived in order to approve its construction, including the Clean Air Act and Safe Drinking Water Act. And he has pretty much riled up all the environmentalists on that one. They're pretty upset about it, I can imagine. This is just ridiculous. It's getting insane along the border. It's not helping matters here in the U.S. It's only making it weaker here. Harder for the people that actually live here. Things are getting even worse. It says the U.S. Border Patrol apprehended 181,059 people along the southern border in August compared to 132,648 in July, according to the latest data. So month over month, it's just getting to be a bigger number. Mexico's president said that 10,000 people arrived at the border every day last week alone. This is becoming a real issue. You know, the cost of everything is ridiculous. Getting help is getting more and more ridiculous. Well, for us citizens anyways. And I've heard all kinds of numbers about what it costs to house these migrants. I've heard several numbers of the amount of money that we give to these people when they come across the border, yet our own people are suffering. All right, sorry about that. My phone died on me. I guess I should charge my battery before I start shooting a video. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is it seems like there's no end to this border crisis. Nobody has any real answers. And all the while, all it is doing is destroying these cities, being overpopulated with people in general. And then with this mass influx of people into the country that we're helping out financially, it's costing the country millions and millions and billions of dollars. It's just another way to help crash the economy, it seems. And all the while, us as citizens here of the United States seeming to be the ones that are actually suffering because of this. There's just got to be a change, and what change that might be, I don't know, but these politicians sure don't have any answers for us. God bless y'all, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.